Each year, millions of people across the world are diagnosed with cancer. It's a phrase no one wants to hear, but several U of I researchers trying to make a difference, including Stephen Beaupart, an engineering professor at the university. Thank you for coming on today.
Well, thank you for having me back.
Well, we met about a year ago, and you were showing me, this device that it scans through your skin, it looked like, and you really want to lower having to have surgery another time. I guess briefly explain what you're researching.
Sure, yes. This technology is an optical technology, and it allows us to be able to essentially give a microscope to a surgeon. So the surgeon can use this probe to scan over tissue and look for cells, look for any residual cancer cells that might be left behind.
So what has the last year looked like from the last time we talked to now? What progress, any new discoveries? Catch me up.
Yeah, so a year ago we had all the pieces, and so now we put all those pieces together. We have a working system. It's in the lab right now, but our activities right now are to put that into a cart that will eventually be used in the operating room for our clinical studies.
So tell me a little bit about the cart. I know I saw a picture online about it. What goes into that? Why did you want to start this?
Yeah, so the cart is something then it's suitable for us to bring into the operating room, that the surgeon would be able to use a handheld probe to scan large areas of the tumor cavity after the tumor has been removed. And then we have a robotic arm that actually allows us to go back in and look at really high resolution, essentially what a pathologist would look at. But now we can generate an image in the patient and actually be able to see, if there's anything left behind.
Remind me how long you've been working on developing this.
Yeah, so this has been a long time coming. So probably over about 15, 20 years we've been working on this technology. And just in the last year we got funding support from ARPA-H, the Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health. And that was a big boost, so now we can really bring this across the finish line.
How does it make you feel to see that light at the end of the tunnel, per se?
No pun included. Yeah. But no, I think that it's just been wonderful, because I think this technology we know can help improve patients' lives, save lives too. And to ultimately be able to see it be used clinically, developed commercially so we can see it being used, is going to be so rewarding for the whole team. We've got a large team working on this.
Where is this being used so far, or is it just a prototype in that lab phase? Where does that stand?
Yeah, so we've done some early studies with Carle Health over the years. This project now is not only with Carle Health, but Mayo Clinic. And so a lot of our researchers, collaborators at Mayo, and eventually once we have this cart system, we'll be able to use this in the operating room at Mayo Clinic.
Now, you mentioned the patients, and they're obviously at the heart of this research. Those are the people that you're helping. What is your goal for them at the end of the day as you bring this from your lab to the operating room?
Yeah, so it's really about reassurance too. The reoperation rate for breast cancer surgery is as high as 20 to 30%, and that is so anxiety provoking, and so if we can prevent that, if we can prevent that second surgery, it's going to be so important for patients to make sure that the surgeon could ultimately say to the patient, we got it all.
And I know so many people watching can maybe relate to that in a way. They've gotten the diagnosis, they've maybe had to go through a second surgery. So hopefully this helps them get through that and even prevent from getting there to begin with.
Absolutely, yeah. So we know if we get all the cells out, the tumor cells out, the rate of recurrence is very low. So that's what's important. And instead of having the pathologist, days later look and give that answer, we really want to provide the technology for the surgeon to be able to give that answer right away.
Much quicker. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate your medical insight as always.
Thank you.
Well, we will have this full interview linked on our website, WCIA.com.